Yo, was there any doubt? This was automatic.
It's the West Indies. Nothing is for certain. There is always some amount of doubts.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to review the recently concluded one-day match between the West Indies and Ireland. Raymond, what going? You good?
Yeah, I'm a good man for the most part.
Yes, so West Indies batted first, so Ireland won the toss and decided to bowl first. West Indies made 269 all out of 48 overs and 5 balls. Shamarh Brooks, 93 of 89 balls on debut. Captain Pollard, 69 of 66. Shea Hope, 29. And Odean Smith, 18 of 8. Ray, how you feel about this scoreline and what could they have done differently in the first innings? And was that, I know we won, but was that the target you were looking for?
No,
Or the
absolutely
total
not.
you were looking for?
No, absolutely not. There was a point in time when almost facing 51 balls, if so much, and there wasn't any boundary. They were supposed to run between the wickets. Few of that happened. It really shocking to see that they end up with 269. At some point, believe me, they won't put in much scores on the board. Almost test cricket like in some parts. But they held it together, thankfully. Pollard steadied the ship. A good partner with Brooks. They were able to carry it over the line. But believe me, I wanted and expected to see closer to a 290. They fall short, in my opinion, of what was expected in Jamaica at Sabina Park.
The coach did say that they are changing their approach, Raymond, and they will run more runs. And I suppose that is why they're putting so much pressure on fitness as being a key component of who's selected. But at 62 for 4 of 19 overs, everything started to look familiar. This is the West Indies that we're all used to going to struggle against an Ireland team at Sabina Park.
Yeah, for sure. The run rate was really low at one point. I think it was 3 runs or over or something like that. And even if you are running between the wickets, 3 runs or over is still mediocre. So I really don't understand that. However, no, it's early days yet. They just should be glad that the opponent they faced was Ireland. Not that Ireland didn't make a game of it, but they should be glad that it's Ireland they play. So that they end up winning the game.
It was after that 62 for 4 came together, Shamarh Brooks and Pollard. And when they started out, as you mentioned, it looked like a test cricket, not a test cricket from the top ranked teams, because Australia and England play now, and the run rate is not close to 3. It's more than 3 runs per over. So when Pollard and Brooks came together, we needed somebody to hold it together. We needed a partnership. There are plenty of overs to go, almost 30 overs to go, and they batted well under the circumstances, and especially Brooks, who was on debut, 93 of 89 balls. I mean, we saw the nerves kicking in when he got into the 90s, and he was dropped, and he never took full advantage of that. He eventually fell for 93 of 89 balls. But a good partnership, 155 runs between the two.
Yeah. So in that partnership, you could actually tell that Pollard was actually in Brooks' ear, trying to coach him through some of the ball, trying to ensure that him don't run out, because at some points you want to take more runs than Pollard was willing to take. Also, the switching up and at a strike. It was good. It was a good debut for Brooks. This youngster clearly took his shot. It's very unfortunate that he didn't make 100, because we were really expecting to make the century. As you said, the nerves took him over a bit, and he fell short. But exceptional play by Brooks. Kind of stick out with his captain Pollard, and they were able to steady the ship and put down some serious runs on the board. Excellent partnership.
And then after that partnership, it was back to West Indies batting behavior as usual. They lost 6 wickets for 64 runs after the captain went. So luckily that partnership held up at 155, or else we would have been singing a different song at this point.
Yeah, we're fortunate that Pollard and Brooks actually came in and did what they had to do. The rest of the batsmen, I really don't know what they were thinking. Um, given that steady ship, we almost thought that, north of 270, almost 290 was possible. And then all of a sudden, the run rate slowed and the wickets start to tumble around them, and you're a little bit worried. Except that, given that how much Ireland was able to get the ball swinging and stuff like that, we were thinking that maybe we'd be have a better shot, so maybe we'd end up limiting them. But nevertheless, we really expected a higher score than that, especially after the steady ship too. We really expected a higher score.
And then when Ireland chased, they looked well at 165 for 2, and we were saying, yo, the Ireland going to make the runs here, but for some reason or another, the bowlers realized that, hey, we're in the West Indies and we need to change some gear. And they actually did, and eventually bowled the Ireland out for 245. Shepherd 3 for 50 from 9 overs. Joseph 3 for 55. Smith 2 for 26. And Hussein, who got the early wicket, 1 for 35. A better bowling, an improvement on the bowling for the West Indies, but it could have gotten out of hand at 165 for 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at one point, I thought the two persons at the crease. After that early wicket, we said, okay, all right, there's a strong chance that we'll probably scuttle them out for 100 and enough or something like that. But that wasn't the case. The two persons at the end, that after the early wicket, kind of stayed in and put on some serious runs, put a lot of pressure on our bowlers and fielders. I would like to say that some of the fielding errors caused some of these runs to be the way it was. We made some mistake in the field, drop catch and stuff like that, and that caused the score to run up. But at some point, I thought that it was going to be shaky. Luckily, Shepherd was able to break the back of the Ireland and pretty much start taking wickets, and then from there we saw a mini collapse. We thought only West Indies could have that, but they had their mini collapse as well.
Right, so Ireland closed out this match at 245, all out, 49 overs and 1 ball. West Indies winning by 24 runs. You expect the same thing for the next match?
Yeah, I'm expecting the same thing. I'm expecting the same thing as in terms of winning. I really don't want to be this close in any shape or form. You understand? You're expecting the same winning effort. I'm expecting Pollard to speak to his team and try to get the best out of some of these youngsters. Puran, I'm expecting better from you the next match, Puran. Definitely. Whether in the field or batting, we're expecting way more from you.
So you're pretty much expecting West Indies to dominate this matchup between them and Ireland, because West Indies always beating Ireland, so you expect them to dominate, or West Indies trying to make a match of it, so it don't seem like it is that one-sided. Do you think they have the match wrapped up in their hands like that, or Ireland is just playing good as well?
Ireland's playing good. But I think West Indies have way more firepower. As much as they're using a lot of youth and stuff like that, they have way more firepower. So I'm expecting them to wrap up this game pretty, I wouldn't say easily, but quickly. The fact that Matt Bryan is, I'm not certain if he would be able to be available for the next game, and that's a big loss if you ask me. Not that the person who came in to replace wasn't as good, but Matt Bryan is really an experienced player who is very dangerous, and him not being there might actually hurt the Irish team a bit. So hoping that West Indies take advantage of that and be able to put away the game, in an easier manner the next innings.
So just to update the fans that Matt Bryan suffered an head injury, and we want to wish him all the best. He came back out to bat, however, so we hope that means he has recovered fully from that hit. Fans out there, West Indies came to the Caribbean. Sabina Park haven't gotten a match since 2020, and West Indies came 269 all out. Ireland 245. West Indies winning by 24 runs, and Shamarh Brooks on debut named man of the match. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on West Indies' performance? What's your thoughts on the captain performance as well as Shamarh Brooks' batting display on debut? Leave all those comments in the comment section below, and always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.